The first theme in Guided Autobiography is the branching points in your life.
I think the earliest branching point in my life when I was hospitalized at age 4 for rheumatic fever. And that was followed by, in those days, very restrictive activities. So my whole life changed. It was I could no longer go swimming, I couldn't do anything that I formerly had done.
One of the important features of life are the major branching points in your life, the events, the people that occurred. What was it like, for example, when you started school? Was that a major event in your life? For some people it was. If they were in a farming area and had to walk a long way to school, in the Middle West where it gets so cold in the wintertime. Other branching points might have been graduating from school and getting a job or losing a job. There are plus and minus events in life. There are things that happen to people. There are tornadoes that wipe out a family house. Did that ever happen to you? Or floods or fires? But in addition to negative events, there are positive events. Your father may have gotten a new job, and that brought some prosperity to family. You could buy a new house. So for some people, the same period of time may be positive and other times negative. In the Great Depression, in some of the inner cities, life was difficult. I recall in my family, we had to move from Chicago out to a rural area because my father couldn't afford to keep his family in Chicago when there was a high inflation. Things were so expensive, so he moved us out in a rural area. Well, that sounds negative, but for me that was very positive. Our house was never locked. I could wander all over the countryside, making friends when I was 5 years old with farmers. And so these are events that have plus and minus outcomes that vary from person. What were the events in your life?
So branching points may be experienced as transitions. Transitions may appear as stepping stones as you move from one part of your life to another, or as forks in the road in your life experience that had major impacts on what followed. Here are a few words you might think about as you begin to reflect on the branching points in your life. Luck, moves and relocation, natural disasters, divorce, misfortune, death. There are many ways to think about and organize the transitions in your life. Transitions may result from changes in age, natural disasters or crises, career or educational choices, be a result of luck, or simply out of one's control. Think about the following questions as you prepare to write about a branching point in your life. What is the earliest branching point you can remember? What happened, and why was it important? Were there significant transitions in your life as you moved through your childhood, adolescent, and adult years? Were there any important happenings in your environment, including either natural or man-made crises, that changed the direction of your life? Were there any lucky events in your life, such as winning a lottery, getting a new job, or falling in love with the right person, that had a positive influence on the direction your life took? Were there any bad events, such as divorce, death, or illness, that influenced your life or caused it to branch? Did a family change of residence or a change of school have an important impact on your life? Do you think of the flow of your life as typical of most people, or is it unusual? In what ways is it unusual? Now you're ready to begin your first assignment in Guided Autobiography. Think about your own life, either in total or in a particularly critical segment, and write at least a 2-page essay on the transitions that made a significant impact on your life. How did you feel before the event? What impact did it have? It is not unusual on the first guided autobiography assignment to experience some difficulty getting started as you document your memories. When we write, we all seem to have a speaker and a listener at work in our minds. The listener can often be a very critical editor. If your editor is too critical, especially as you begin to create, it may be difficult to get your thoughts down on paper. Editing is an important step in the creative process of guided autobiography, but don't let it get in the way of first expressing and documenting your story. When you have completed the first draft of your essay, take some time to reread and refine the text. You may want to add more detail to assist the reader in visualizing your experience, or you may need to restrict the scope of the story or reduce some of the descriptions in order to retain the reader's interest. Do not fall into the trap of trying to achieve literary greatness. The goal of this exercise, and all such exercises in guided autobiography, is first to get your life experiences recorded into written form. In the process, you will learn more about yourself, and when you share your stories with others, they will learn more about you as well. This concludes the DVD portion of the first session in guided autobiography. Now give some thought as to how the concept of branching points applies to your life. Have fun, and when you finished your essay, return to session 2 of the DVD.